What up, what up, what up, what up, though? It's Rita. Welcome, Tosha Tribe. So today, a little story time. This happened to me about 2-3 weeks ago, and now that I'm over a little bit of that PTSD, I'm here with a little bit of story time. So the other day, I was over in Village Market doing a little bit of work, and I ended up having dinner by myself, kind of like your old lady early bird special lunch, like lunch at like 3, but early, it's like too early for dinner, too late for lunch, like one of those, right? So anyways, finished up and I was like, it's time to go home, jumped onto the Boda. And most of you guys know nowadays, I love riding Boda. It's just the best. I never thought I would really enjoy riding on Bodas as much as I do. But ever since we switched up how to reduce some of our costs, so we moved our deliveries from being in cars into Bodas, it's been a life changer. And I love it. It's the freedom of it, just being outside and all of the things. So for all of you guys who are scared to be on a Boda, you let me know and I will send my rider to you. He is really safe. If you've never taken a ride, he is like the best person to take your maiden voyage with. Anyway, so I get onto the Boda, ride back over to like my side of town. And where I live, it's pretty much de facto Chinatown, right? Like on this one residential street that I live on, there are about at least 3 separate Chinese restaurants. Now, why you would need so many Chinese restaurants on one road, to me, you know where we are. I think it's just some illegal laundering, money wash or something, because nobody needs 3 of them. Even though we got a lot of Chinese folks out here, we don't need 3 Chinese restaurants on one street ever. Anyways, neither here nor there. So the Boda and I were getting very close to my house. We clear one of the speed bumps because also on this residential road, there's speed bumps. So we cross over the speed bumps and out of nowhere, y'all, on the left, the gate opens to one of these Chinese restaurants and this lady just comes barreling out of the gate. Doesn't even bother to stop to look if she has the right of way, which she does not. Doesn't even bother to look if the street was busy because who knows? Maybe she had been over there drinking. Maybe she's been doing this for so long she don't care. We do know how some of these Chinese people love to treat Africans as though we are trash bags. So whatever, who knows? Anyways, y'all. She comes barreling out of the left. She hits us on the left of the bike. I go flying to the left. The rider goes flying to the right. The bike lands on my left leg. My shoe falls off. My socks fall off, y'all. And we just hit the floor. Boom, hit the floor. There was a guy who was riding on a regular bicycle. He comes, he's watching the whole thing. What a lovely gentleman. He comes, he runs over, makes sure that the rider's okay, make sure I'm okay, lifts the bike up off of me, y'all, parks the bike to the side, helping me get up. I'm like, give me 1 second. Let me do a full body scan, make sure I ain't break no nothing, right? Because let's be honest, at this age, you start breaking some stuff, it's not gonna heal the same way as if you were a child, right? So anyways, I'm making myself sorted, making sure I'm good. So I have never been in an accident before. I really didn't know what the protocol was or like what I should do or how I should go about it, right? So I called one of my uncles and I was like, what should I do? And he's like, listen, if you're not hurt and it's not your bike, just get out of there. And, at first I was like, no, but like, it's kind of unfair. This driver's by himself. And he was like, Rita, if the cops come and it starts turning into a whole bribery war and all of that, it's going to be a mess. Just get out of there. So I was like, fine, you're right, fine. So I'm turning around and I'm starting to like limp back home, okay? So as I'm limping back home, I turn around, all of a sudden, all these Chinese men come running out of the restaurant. They're all consoling the girls as though they were the victims, all right? And now they're like, oh, now the girl driver's like, oh, this was the rider's fault. He did this on purpose. He wanted to run into us. Y'all, I lost it. I did a whole 180. I turned it around and I ran back up on them. I started cussing these Chinese folks out, okay? Like for real, when I get mad, my mouth is reckless. I started cussing them. Get the fuck out of here. Go back inside. You didn't see anything. Now you just want to start trouble. Now you're making it up. Now I'm looking at the girl. I was like, are you stupid? Are you a stupid woman that we ran into your car? Are you dumb? I was like, I took a video of her moving the car away from the accident site. I said, I got you on video, moving your car. Now she's screaming. She was like, well, I'm gonna call the cops. I handed her my phone, y'all. I literally was like, here you go. Call him. Call him on my phone. Now I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. And I'm just like this big, brolic, black, wild animal out there. Ooh! Get out of here. You look crazy. So now I got really mad. So then I was like, you know what? You owe us money. Y'all owe us money. And she was like, what? I was like, I want $15K for myself for my injuries, and I want $25,000 for the Boda rider. And for y'all in the States, $15,000, it's like $150. $25K is like $250. And they were like, what are you talking about? That's like so much money. We don't have to pay that. So I started picking up the phone. So I started calling the cops, right? I was like, to me at this point, I don't care. I was like, between me and you guys, these cops come up, I got a feeling I'm betting right over here on me. I'm betting that they're going to go and agree on my side, and you guys are going to have to dish out a lot of cash because you know what you did, sweet cheeks? You decided to move your car from an accident scene, and anywhere in the world, we know that that's against the law. So anyways, we're going back and forth, da-da-da-da-da. I sit down, and I said, all I want is this cash. She's like, no, we can't do it. Now the cops come. Now the cops pop up. So now she's looking at me, she's looking at him, and she was like, well, how can we get rid of this faster? So I already told you, run me my 15, run him his 25. I'm going. I'm lying to this lady. I got kids at home. You guys got me out here like this. All types of stuff because this was just nonsense and foolishness. If she would have apologized and said, hey, I'm really sorry this happened, it would have been one thing. But it's when she sat there and she said that it was our fault and we ran into her and that's what we wanted to do. How many of y'all want to be in an accident? Like, imagine. And let me show you how I looked, y'all, because I don't think that you guys have seen scars on grown adults like this in a long time. This is how it looked right after I fell. Look at that. Look at that. Yuck. 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 I had pieces of my skin on the road, y'all. Now, that's what it started to look like, so it's been healing very nicely. Kind of looks like chia seed pudding, but whatever. Anyways, imagine y'all, and now look, I mean, it's a lot better, but like, and now that's how I look. Look at this. I look like I got a dirty ass elbow is what I look like. But anyways, here we are. So what's the point of this whole story? Number one, you got to stand up for yourself. But number two, safety first. The only thing I learned in this whole thing, real talk, y'all, safety first. I'm so glad I'm a nut with always wearing my helmet. I always wear long sleeves. I always wear closed-toed shoes. I always wear long pants because you just never know. And imagine on this said, you're not even going 20 kilometers per hour and you get booted off a bike because some ladies decided she's just gonna bogart into the road because she don't wanna see nobody. Anyways, y'all, safety first. Your girl is good. But I will say I did have a moment, like a bit of a reflection, I think, for those of y'all where maybe you guys are a little bit like me, where you are used to moving around and being far from your family and you're good with being by yourself, right? You're good with being able to be by yourself, work by yourself, do all of that. But every once in a while, you'll have these moments where you're just like, I'm by myself. Like, I'm literally by myself. Like, nobody's here to help me. Where's my mama at? Mama! That's literally how I was feeling, y'all. So anyways, safety first, take care of yourself. And sometimes it's okay to have that feeling of like, man, you're just super, super lonely. Anyways, I'll follow this up with a second little clip that I did because then when I was feeling bad, I ran off and I did something else. Anyways, talk to y'all later, Tosha Tribe. Bye.